An alloy is when we have a mixture of metals. We know metals are solid at room temperature. So alloys are solid at room temperature, but how do we mix them? We can't just mix solid metals.
You'd have to boil them.
We'd have to maybe not boil them, because boiling is what we would do to vaporize something into a gas.
So you'd have to
melt them is good. So we'd have to mix them. We mix them by melting them first. So we melt it into a liquid. This is my short form for liquid. Let it cool eventually, and we'll have a solid. If the question asks what state is it in, well, they would probably be asking for the state at room temperature. It would be solid. So this is a solid mixture. So let's think of some examples of mixtures of metals. To think of some examples, when we look at the periodic table, you have to make sure that it has at least 2 elements. So if we just looked at pure titanium, for example, that wouldn't be an alloy, because that's just one box from the table. We need at least 2, and we need to mix them. So pure aluminum, like what they're using on some of the new computers these days, not a mixture. Well, okay, what is an actual mixture? Well, you might have heard of stainless steel. There's a good chance that if you ate something today, you ate it with a stainless steel utensil. So what is in stainless steel? Well, it's a mixture of a bunch of different elements from the periodic table. So we have iron, it's one of them, and a little bit of carbon. You might have heard of carbon steel, it strengthens it. Some nickel, some molybdenum, and some other stuff. There's different mixtures to make different types of stainless steel. Basically, you can see that stainless steel is made up of a mixture of metals by melting these together into one solid alloy. This question gives us different options. We have sodium and chlorine. Are these metals? Is sodium a metal? Yes. Is chlorine a metal? No. Chlorine cannot make an alloy. So some other combinations given were titanium and bromine. Titanium a metal? Yeah. Is bromine a metal? So bromine's a non-metal, so that can't make an alloy. Let's look at the next one. Iron on the periodic table is Fe. Oxygen. Iron a metal? Yep. Oxygen we know is not a metal. So this also can't make an alloy. There's only 2 more. Aluminum and sulfur. Let's find those on the periodic table.
So aluminum I know is metal.
Sulfur is in the 3rd last row of the periodic table, so that makes it a non-metal. So that also can't be an alloy. So that just leaves us with titanium and gold. And when you think about it, we know titanium is a metal, and we know gold on the periodic table is Au. Most people know that that's also a metal. So our alloy would be the mixture of titanium and gold.
Okay, that makes sense. You just gotta break down the answer.
Yeah, because it's a mixture of 2 or more metals. So how can carbon be in a mixture of stainless steel, which is an alloy? Because we know carbon is a non-metal. So how come carbon gets to be an exception? Carbon is the one exception. Carbon is used to strengthen the alloy, and when we mix it in, it basically is used to fill the gaps between the iron atoms. So it's used kind of as a filler, I guess, because there's more elements in the stainless steel mixture. That's what makes it an alloy.
Okay.